So have you noticed that when you walk around and you're talking to people and maybe you bump into somebody in the store and say, "Hey, how have you been doing? What do you hear?" "I'm so busy." And then you go to work and you're talking with your colleagues in the office and what do you hear? "I'm so busy." What is that? Everywhere you go, everybody is just always so busy. When you were a child, is that what you thought about, as you're laying in bed at night and you were drifting off and what's my life going to be like when I grow up? I just want to be, I want to be so busy. I want to be overwhelmed. I want to be stressed out and out of control. Like, what is that? How did this happen? How did it happen that everywhere we go, no matter who we're talking to, doesn't matter if it's retired people, who are spending their days doing volunteer work and maybe not even doing all that much, or young children, what do you hear all the time? I'm so busy. What is that? And even more, what is that? How's it going for you? How does it feel for you, for your life, to be walking around feeling like you're stressed out, maxed out, overwhelmed? All of the things that everybody says all the time, I can't take it anymore, right? It doesn't have to be that way. First thing we got to recognize, this is a cultural paradigm that we live in. It's the water that we're swimming in and we don't even know we're swimming in it. So you've got to recognize the degree to which, wow, I do, you're right. But then I am busy. But wait a minute, I am busy. Well, okay, I understand that you have a lot to do, but we have this cultural addiction, if you will, this busyness mentality where it's not even so much that you're all going all the time and engaged, but your mind can't slow down. You're on the computer and trying to get some things done, and what happens? This pop up or this notification or your phone is going off in the other room. Constant, constant, constant stimulation. Brene Brown, wonderful social worker, social work researcher, professor at University of Texas in Austin, teaches in her wonderful TED Talk on vulnerability that we are the most overweight, over-medicated, addicted generation in history. What does that tell you? Overweight, over-medicated, and addicted generation in history. It's like, thanks a lot, Brene. I probably could have lived the rest of my life without ever knowing that, right? But when you look at it, isn't it true? We are so avoidant of life, and yet we're so overwhelmed. And I'm saying that part of this busyness culture that we live in is our new addiction. People are addicted to living on adrenaline. What is it doing for you? What are you avoiding? Why are we so afraid to slow down? Why this constant stimulation? Jacob Needleman, wonderful American philosopher, writes in his book, Time and the Soul, that we are a culture awash in material goods, but impoverished with time, impoverished with meaningful time, time that feeds our soul and restores our mind and body. So you've got to recognize that this whole busyness culture is something that you have just gone unconscious to. So I say to you, you don't have to be busy all the time. Are you engaged in what's bringing meaning to your life? Are you engaged in relationships that are intimate, that places where you're connected? Everybody is all the time connected this way, but are we engaged heart to heart, soul to soul? That's the level at which you will get out of the rat race, stop living this life in this constant paradigm of busyness, and begin owning for yourself, take back your life to get out of this sense of busyness and having to do, having to go all the time. Because it is a big world out there. Everything that there is to experience, everything that there is to be a part of, literally is infinite. You have to wrap your head around that. All of what's available to us is infinite, and it feels that way because we're plugged in all the time. But your slice of it is not. Your slice of what you are here to experience and express and bring to the world is not infinite, it's finite. And when you get deeply attuned, deeply plugged in with who I am, who I came here to be, and how I'm going to express myself in the world, focusing on depth and meaning and purpose and value, rather than just living in the sea of busyness, being swept away by the river and the current of our cultural paradigm, you're going to be able to bring the power back into your life and begin living with peace of mind, depth of meaning, and gratification in your soul.